Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Breaker 2, and I'm going to do 2 rounds with the same request this weekend because this one cost me a lot. I mean, if you go back to yesterday's video, you may get a chance to see what my money was then, and this is what it is now. Um, it is the Banshee, but specifically, it is a master grade Banshee with all the fancy parts from both the regular and Banshee Norn versions because I could not decide which version I wanted to do. So it's got the armed armor DE shield, it's got the arms with the armed armor parts on them, it's got the Banshee Norn's backpack, so it's got everything. It's also got the Banshee Norn's Beam Magnum. That is only high grade because you have to keep doing the most difficult stage in the game. Well, not the most, but it's in like the top 5 in order to get that part. So it was a lot easier to keep grinding on one of the lower hobby shop levels to get the high grade version. So yeah, high grade Beam Magnum at level 18. It's got the Unicorn Gundam's Beam Saber for a main. Modules, I picked the Feed Forward module and the Treasure Hunter. Its EX actions are New Type Destroyer, plus Mirage Shot and Cross Slash, with Arbiter Breaker as my go-to burst action as always. It's got, as far as I know, it's got all the possible option parts equipped, the Beam Tonfas, which should be pretty good. Armed Armor BS and Armed Armor VN, which apparently it's a big gun and a claw. I have still not seen Gundam Unicorn. Except the first episode. And sorry if I keep coughing, but just... It's that cold I had a month ago, and now I think because, it's pollen season, that's not doing me any good either, so... I have gained a bunch more module slots I need to do something with. But that'll give me an opportunity. Well, I'm going to go for Treasure Hunter, of course. I have 4 slots, so let's... Wrong one. Let's unequip that and equip 2 Treasure Hunter pluses, I think. It's all about the treasure. Besides, I need to get some of that money back, and if I could get stuff to sell, that will help. Treasure Hunter Plus. And where? Down. Treasure Hunter Plus. And that's a full 11, so that works. Apologies again. Okay, let me make sure there are no new option parts to equip. Just the Beam Sabers if I wanted them, but nah. I can do without those because I've got a really good one for my main weapon. Let me go to Scratch here because I want to show you what the skills are that the thing has, because I haven't really gone over that. And I did level it up to where all its parts had all its skills, so including the Unicorn Beam Saber, which is level 8 out of a possible 10, 63,000 damage, hit repair. Again, I don't have enough ability patches, so I haven't started upgrading skills yet. Hit repair, so I get a tiny bit of health back every time I hit something. Burst gain, so I get a half second on my burst, I believe, mode, every time I hit something. Blast weapon, which gives a bonus to parts being knocked off, and I think hit points as well. The Beam Magnum has Beam Jete, which is basically for parrying. So it's the same thing the Gundam GPO-1's beam rifle has that lets it parry beam sabers, but in terms of game mechanics, it gives you extra block points, extra percentage to your block. So I've got the burst gain and attacker weapon skills. Burst gain, of course, is the same one from the previous weapon. Attacker weapon gives, I believe, extra damage and hit points. So, damn it. It's got rifle mastery, which will be handy on its head. Which actually, let me ratchet that up a couple of levels because I have enough parts, and that rifle's really good. So I think I have a ton of mastery patches, so let's do this thing. Yeah, I have 156 of mastery patch 2, so... Pardon. And I have enough mastery patch 3s to do this, so let's get as much rifle damage out of this thing as we can, because why not? And that will give us a total of plus 40% rifle damage, which should be pretty substantial. So there we go. Yes, it is maxed. And this is full Psychomu, so I believe that gives mostly speed bonuses, but I think also some other bonuses as well. This has the intention automatic system, which I'm not quite sure about, but I think it's another movement speed thing. Full Psycho frame here as well. And yes, new type destroyer. You can extend the life of new type destroyer mode by seconds by increasing the skill. On the arms, it has Saber Mastery, which... let's ratchet that up too. It's not like mastery patches or something I'm hurting for. I will be if I keep this up, but, you know. But let's max it out, because I want this to be a pretty formidable mobile suit. I'm going to try and take it on a fairly hard mission today and tomorrow for you, so... Clang. And that's plus 40% beam saber damage, so that's pretty good. Full Psycho frame here too, so on the legs, full Psycho frame, and high-powered thrusters, I believe it is, or something like that. Either way, it increases thruster capacity and boosts speed. So, and if you don't have Unicorn Gundam parts, you can customize it to be that, but eh. Banshee Norn backpack has full Psychomu and Armed Armor XC, which gives EX charge up, thruster capacity up, and something else. I'm not sure whether it's attack or movement speed, but it's definitely a thing. And lastly, the Armed Armor DE has automatic something. I'm not quite sure what it is. Plus Psycho Frame, which, you know, basics, you know, ups. And Shield Booster, which gives actual bonuses to boost speed and thruster capacity. So that is what we're working with. And let's look at the full specs before we move on. So I want to see what the adjusted damage is. Specification. Yes, with those skills, it does almost as much damage with both its saber and rifle as my Patchwork Gundam does with its atomic bazooka. This should be interesting. So, yeah, we're going to give this a try. I think we've got a good setup, and we're going to see what we can do with it. So, let's pick something reasonably tough this time. Well, it's a defense mission. That's a fairly high-end... Actually, I don't know, because beam weapons don't do too well against the 00 Quanta, but... let's try it. The worst that happens is I record, you know, a different, slightly less dangerous mission for tomorrow, but I am thinking this thing should be pretty good, so let's set myself up for a serious fall here. So you will see 2 or possibly 3 stages, depending on how beat up I get myself here. When I was looking at the Japanese Gundam Breaker 2 wiki to start this, apparently there are 2 different charge skills that the Beam Magnum can use. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so... Okay, I think I'm out of my depth here a little bit. Especially considering I'm already half down on my hit points, but... Or was. Okay, let's try... Okay, well, the Armed Armor DE is pretty substantial. Let's... Whoa, I'm dead. We're all dead, actually. So we may be doing a slightly easier stage in a minute, because I may not last that long. I need to pick a single target and try and kill it, and I need to live long enough to make that happen. Okay, let's just unload everything on it. The one thing I don't like is that even once you die, New Type Destroyer does not recharge. All your other EX actions do, but it does not. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. Oh yeah. The arm... I did a little bit of... testing. And whichever Armed Armor the Claw is, VN I want to say, or maybe it's the other one, but... Okay, did not get to him in time, and I was stunned. Wow. But yeah, that Armed Armor the Claw behaves differently in regular and destroyer modes, which I think is interesting. Okay, let's go into this while we can. Okay. Crunch. It's crunch time. It is powerful, but it takes a little bit more care to use than my blunt force, my beloved blunt force instrument, the Patchwork Gundam. Oh, I didn't have double Zeta legs before? And I'm dead. Yeah, this is a problem. Leia, I'm right there. Hun, come on. Okay, well, when I came back into existence, I somehow hurt the H2. I'm not going to question it. And now I'm on the ground dead again. Well. Okay, this thing is fairly powerful, but it does not have a lot of defense. So, be warned. Be very warned. But once you get the defense down on something, that claw is pretty good. And I'm going to take this out, and definitely going to take this out into a less deadly stage for tomorrow, because that way I can get a better grasp of how to use it, because that's the problem. I have not tried out all its gadgets, and I am really suffering for it, so... Anybody? No? Okay, well. Ow. Okay. One thing about that claw, it's pretty good at breaking, so... It also kind of gets you out of the way of stuff if you're careful, so... Oh, I need the gun-armed gun. Okay, let's just do this now before I die. That was not bad. Now, Virtue is my next target. Okay. Okay. I don't want to say I've got the hang of it, because that's overstating the situation, but I am doing slightly better damage with it and getting hit less. I need to be a lot more evasive when I'm doing this. But yeah, that claw is awesome because it really drops defense quickly. And let me switch to the tonfas, because tonfas are always good. And now we will... Let's work on the double Zeta while we can. Do some more destroying. And slash, slash, slash. Okay. It looks like we won't get aces. I am so happy. Yeah, because look how pitiful our ace points actually are at this point, so... Okay, yeah, and another thing... Oh, my shield weapon is still discharged. That takes a long time to heal, to charge, doesn't it? But yes, the other thing to be said for the claw, it breaks right through those stupid GN fields. So, this may be a very useful mobile suit for me once I get used to it. Ow. I'm dead. Hopefully temporarily. Somebody is near me. Thank you! And there's something nice about the unicorn mode version too, where you just, you know, haul off and smack them. That's fun too. There's the person I was working on. I'm not done with you. Now you die. Could you die, please? Okay. Gotcha. Okay. An Age 2 Darkhound is pretty much vulnerable to everything I can do, so... Okay, that is the one problem with the claw. You will go right off the edge of the earth. Okay. It's a shame martial arts as a skill is tied to the arms, because having these claws with a martial arts type could be really fascinating. Okay. I think one more and we've got this, so let's go after double Zeta. Crunch. Let's try the other beam thing. Oops, missed. Okay. Beams, please. Oops, those beams are discharged. That's why I couldn't use those beams. 1, 2, 3. Beams. Death. More beam death. Stab. Gotcha. Okay, so it's not a clean win, and it's not a particularly impressive win, but it is a win. But yeah, I need more practice with this, because it's got so many option parts that I am not quite there. But we got a pair of Master Grade Double Zeta legs out of it, and some high-ish end plastic. Rifle base M2, long rifle base M2, and whip base M2. So we're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to try this beast again on something a little bit less strenuous. So see you then.